The poem that I decided to choose for this project is called The Road Goes Ever On, and it's written by J.R.R. Tolkien. It's from The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. It's a poem that Bilbo, he quotes when, at the very beginning of the book, he says goodbye to everyone, and then he puts the ring on and he disappears. And as he looks back, he quotes this poem. And for me, this poem means a lot to me because it talks about the road of life, kind of. Well, that's how I picture it. And for me, the road of life, you know, everyone has different roads that they travel and different paths. And often we don't know where we'll end up on our road, but we know that our road will go on. And so for me personally, these past couple of years have been pretty big years for me. I moved away from most of my family, and that was really hard for me because I have 5 siblings and we're very close. And as you get older, you know, people get married and move away, and that's just part of life. But for me, being the youngest, I just really appreciate this poem because it really talks about how we all travel roads and no 2 roads are the same, and we don't really know where our road will end up. I mean, of course, I, as a Christian, I know that, you know, God knows where I'll be in however many years and however long I have here on this earth. So for me, that's comforting to know that He knows where I'll be, but I personally don't, and I'm excited to see where my road will take me and where I'll end up being. But for me, this poem, especially at this time in my life, it means a lot. I have always loved The Lord of the Rings, and I read all the way through all of the books about 5 years ago for the first time. Like, I actually read through all of them. I had watched the movies, but I actually read through them, and there's a ton of poems and songs in the books that you wouldn't know about if you only watched the movies. And so I love the poetry and the songs that are in this book, and they really mean a lot to me. There's another poem in this book that I've picked before for a writing class when we had a similar assignment picking a poem that meant a lot to us. But for me, this is probably my favorite poem in this book. So hopefully you all, it's a pretty short poem, but it's my favorite one, so hopefully you all enjoy. The Road Goes Ever On by Bilbo Baggins. The road goes ever on and on, down from the door where it began. Now far ahead the road has gone, and I must follow if I can, pursuing it with eager feet until it joins some larger way, where many paths and errands meet, and whither then I cannot say.